everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know I've not been on here in ages and I know that you guys are patiently awaiting my birth video, which is coming after this video, but I thought I would make this basically for anyone that is pregnant and just telling you kind of what supplements I used, what stuff I think is really beneficial, and stuff that the doctors don't tell you to take, which you should probably take, that can help you with birth. So away we go, let's start, let's get into it. So first and foremost, I think the most important thing if you are pregnant is taking the right supplements if you're not having like a healthy balanced diet, and especially if you have other children, it's just really hard to actually get enough calories. So one, making sure you have enough protein is really, really important. I recommend boiled eggs. Have a lot of boiled eggs. Eggs first thing in the morning is like the first thing that I would be doing, like especially throughout pregnancy. I was really trying to make sure that I had enough protein. So that'd be my one thing. And then secondly, something that I feel like I've never heard a doctor say to me, you should be taking the supplement, where's my phone, is magnesium. Especially if you're kind of heading towards your third trimester. But to be honest, I think I read an article that was saying like a lot of women are magnesium deficient, and it's something that we need as women to fuel all of our hormone production. Which is obviously super important. So for me, I'm like, I don't understand why no one's recommending this, but specifically in pregnancy, I got the study up. Where is it now? Here it is. Okay, so there's so much evidence from so many studies that suggest that one, magnesium it basically improves your labour outcomes. There was a study done in Brazil which found that people who were taking magnesium supplements, they found that they had reduced rates of preeclampsia and overall better pregnancy outcomes, reduced pain during labour, which is unreal. And then what was the other one? Yeah, a lot about preeclampsia. It reduces preeclampsia, but also just like pain management. It's great for your muscles. Obviously your muscles are having to contract during birth. So if you don't have enough magnesium, it's going to be like more painful for you and your muscles aren't going to be able to do their job. So I thought that was really interesting. So the supplement that I take is this one, Seeking Health. So throughout pregnancy, as soon as I read that, I was actually in my third trimester when I kind of figured this one out / had read about it. But so I would take this in the morning, and I'm going to tell you why. It says you can take them whenever during the day, but I was taking this supplement in the morning, and then I was using this in the evening, which is to promote a healthy deep sleep. This is the Sweet Bee Organics Sweet Sleep Magnesium Butter. It's fantastic for you. It's a really accessible price point, and it lasts forever. Like, I'd say a jar will last you like 6 months. So I feel like it's really, really good investment. And it's all natural, no nasties. It's fantastic. It's a really trustworthy brand, and actually one of my favorites. So I would definitely recommend, and it smells so good. And also you can rub it on your toddler's feet and your baby's feet, which is amazing. But you just check what age, because I mean, I rub it on Jude's feet, but not quite there with Miley yet. So that would be my recommendation. Also, add something like this into your diet. This is Pippa Campbell. If you don't know who Pippa Campbell is, she is incredible. What an inspiring lady. She is a hormonal nutritionist, and she specifically focuses on the female body and how different things impact female hormones, which I think is so important, because a lot of stuff that you will read about, doctors might prescribe you or doctors might suggest, could be based on research that is predominantly focused on men. So I love her. Follow her on Instagram, look on her website. When I was first trying to get pregnant, I did something called a Dutch test through Pippa, and it essentially, I found out that I had really low testosterone, which is a big reason that I wasn't getting pregnant. And then also I found that I was ovulating way later than when women normally do. So I think women normally ovulate between day 10 and day 16. I could have just completely made that up, but I feel like it's basically like shortly after your period. And my Dutch test revealed that I've always ovulated kind of past day 20, which is really late. And I was taking ovulation sticks, and they always told me that I was ovulating a lot earlier. So goes to show But yeah, she really does a deep dive into what's actually good for the female body. She does a lot about kind of pregnancy, and she does perimenopausal, but she's really big on what's actually good for a female body, what's good to support your hormones, what foods are good to support your hormones. So like, again, really simple, easy things to add. Like for example, she recommends like adding seeds and like really basic stuff that doesn't have to be super expensive to basically benefit you as a pregnant lady. And obviously I think we underestimate how much our bodies actually do during pregnancy, and so it's great that we should support our bodies in doing that. So yeah, this is like from Pippa Campbell. She has a few different products, but this is the Super Greens. It's organic greens, antioxidant power blend. And basically I would trying to keep my protein up, I would always have a protein shake and just put a scoop of this in. And it's lactose free, it's wheat free, and it's vegan, suitable for vegans as well. But it's basically got everything that you could need, and just antioxidant boost every single day. And just in case you're not having so many vegetables, like I'm not a massive vegetable eater, so this, I feel like in my head, is instead of having vegetables, and it just means that you're still getting lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, lots of fibres, and it's a really easy way to introduce it into your diet. So that's my secondary thing. Another thing, I think when you're pregnant you can get really anxious about oh my gosh, I need this and I need that, and I feel like you can get really sucked into, obviously for a lot of like brands, they're trying to suck you in to buy their products. A lot of them you do not need. I would wait until, obviously like you need a pram and you need a bassinet, or like a next to me or whatever it is, and nappies and wipes, granted. But everything else I feel like is just outside noise. You do not need baby products for baths. Like, do not get sucked in to having baby products. Your baby does not need a bubble bath. Your baby does not need to be slathered in moisturizers, and most of the time like your baby's pretty self-sufficient. Like I feel like the body is very, very clever, and everything, there's a scientific reason behind everything that our body does, and babies have survived without marketing-led baby products that you need to put on your child. And to be honest, I would always recommend something super, super basic like coconut oil. If your kid's got dry skin, coconut oil, I would just rub a little bit of coconut oil onto Jude as a baby, or I would get something like this, which is calendula cream, like super, super clean, literally like no ingredients. Like you should be using kind of natural ingredients rather than anything that's like formula led. Like I find that so strange when I see on baby products, like the best formula. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, and if you look on the ingredients, it should only be products that you know and can say and you can pronounce, because a lot of it I'm like, that seems like a chemical, that sounds like a chemical. Like you don't want to be putting any chemicals. The only one that I would say, I do love Aveeno, and the only reason that I love Aveeno is that I came up in like a massive rash. This was like before pregnancy, and I went to the doctors. They were trying to put me on steroid cream, and I was like, I'm not going to put steroid cream on myself every single day because you have no idea what this rash is. They couldn't even tell me what it was. I tried everything. I bought some Aveeno. It had some of that oatmeal kind of, it was an oatmeal something, and yeah, it got rid of it. It was the only thing that got rid of it. So that's the only reason that I'm kind of an advocate for Aveeno, and kind of feel like that's actually quite a nice baby brand, and one that's actually not harmful for your child. Another brand that I love is Fierce Nature. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have gone down a rabbit hole of organic, natural. I've turned into like some weird earth mum, and to be honest, I'm kind of quite happy about it, because when you strip it all back and you're not using all of these different products and you're not using all of these things that everybody uses for their child, it's actually so much cheaper, because you can just use household products. You do not need to spend loads on toys. Like Jude, I remember up until his first birthday, everyone's like, where's his toys? And I'm like, he doesn't need toys. Why does he need toys? Like, let him use his imagination. He loves playing with like a sieve or stuff in the kitchen, or like simple things, like we would just point out different trees and he'd like feel the leaves and stuff like that. Like it's really, really like basic stuff that seems amazing to them. So yeah, I think during pregnancy there can be a lot of anxiety to kind of succumb to all of the noise and all of the products that comes with having a child. You can keep it really simple, and I think that's actually the best thing for them as well. But yeah, moving on, another brand that I love and that I really trust is Fierce Nature. This one specifically is called the Baby Balm, which I used on Jude as a child. And actually it's got like calendula in it, it's got chamomile in it, it's super natural. Again, everything on the back is things that I recognise: chamomile, jojoba oil, and that's it, and tallow. And it's got, I know that it's got really high vitamin intake, vitamin A, D, E, K. You can put it on your face and body. It's safe to put on your child. They also do an amazing sun cream, which is the sun cream that I use for Jude as well. It's a completely natural sun cream. It's got no chemicals in it whatsoever. Like, I'm so wary of high street sun creams. I think they're so toxic. If you actually look on the back, even the kids stuff, I'm like, how is this stuff being allowed to be sold? It's full of crap, and actually really harmful chemicals that we shouldn't be putting on children. So this is a really nice alternative. Well, not this one specifically, but this brand is really lovely. Another thing that I would say during pregnancy is like something that you can switch out. I had such a sweet tooth with Jude. I was actually having way too much sugar, kind of looking back, and I gained a lot of weight with Jude, which was fine. But I think because I was eating a lot of sugar, I'm obsessed with this. This is called Sacred Roots with coconut sugar. Again, it's from one of my favourite brands called Sweet Bee Organics. It's something that you, like a simple switch. Instead of having hot chocolate before you go to bed, you can have this. It's got cacao, chaga mushroom, reishi mushroom, maca, cinnamon, cardamom, pink Himalayan salt, and coconut sugar. So it's so good for you, so nutritious. It's going to fuel your body, and it kind of tastes like a hot chocolate as well. And it's amazing, and it's got that, you kind of have that same ritual of having hot chocolate, but it's actually healthy. So yeah. I obviously used to have one of these before I would go in the bath, and it would just be a nice relaxing ritual. And then talking of baths, during pregnancy I was having a lot of Epsom salt baths and magnesium baths, and again I feel like that helped me get like a bit more of a deeper sleep. And I know during pregnancy it's so hard to get comfortable and you wake up in the night because you need a wee, but yeah, adding those little things into your routines can be really helpful. And actually now I have those routines with Jude and also with Miley. Like, whenever I have a bath, whatever ingredients I'm putting in the bath I know are safe, they're natural, they're organic, they're from the earth. So it's, yeah, I don't even need to think twice. Like, obviously when I first bathed Miley, I'm putting magnesium salts in my bath and I'm putting Epsom salts in my bath. Like, I know that it's safe for my baby no matter how old she is. So yeah, so I bathed Miley, Jude had a nice bath, and it was just lovely stuff. So yeah, I'm going to finish this video here. I just really wanted to give some like little tips of things that you can avoid, things where you can save money, and things that I use for my children, and they're happy and healthy. And I also, last but not least, wanted to talk about two products that I love that are also making an impact environmentally in a really positive way. Nappies are obviously like the most toxic waste ever because they're normally made with plastic. They're filled with loads of chemicals to make them like not leak and all of this stuff. And then also on top of that, you can't recycle them. But this is a brand that I'm obsessed with. This is the only nappy brand that I've used since the birth of Jude. These are Miley's nappies, and then these are a size 1. And yeah, so this is 4 to 6 kilograms. And if you have a look at Peachy's, they are doing such incredible things for the environment. And does it say on the side? Yeah, like the main thing for me, obviously, it's amazing what they're doing. They're very like mission driven, and a lot what they're doing for the environment is incredible. So that's a main thing. I feel good about using their products because I know that they're being responsible. But also the fact that they don't have any dyes, there's no fragrances, there's no chemicals in the nappies, and like Jude has never had a leak from these. Like, obviously he has actually done a couple of poos that have been pretty explosive, and you know they have come out of the nappy, but like, he's nearly 2, so like the fact that I can only name a couple of times is pretty wild. But these are just, the quality is actually just unbelievable. And so you can also get them on a subscription, which is really handy, so you don't need to constantly think about getting them all the time. They just come straight to your door and get delivered to your house, so that's another thing that I really like. And yeah, it's better for the planet. Saves 93 kilograms of CO2 a year, and they support families and they donate with every purchase. So, and they're 3 times faster absorbing. So I would recommend this brand if you haven't heard of it. And then also wipes. I was using water wipes, and then I found out that they're just like filled with plastics and not that great. So I found this other brand called Kinda by Nature. So they're biodegradable, plastic-free wipes, and like the key thing being biodegradable. I think water wipes might now do a biodegradable and a plastic-free type, but I actually really just like these. I preferred these to the water wipes, although they are really hard to separate, so yeah. Okay, and that will be all. That's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, because my birth video is coming next week. So stay tuned, sending so much love. If you have any questions, you can put them below and I will answer. I will also link below the studies about magnesium, and there was something else. Nitrate oxide was also really good for pregnancy and giving birth and just the health of women during pregnancy. So I will put all of the studies below so you can have a read. But I also want to just say, as like a last note, is that you know your body better than anyone. I think when you're pregnant, so many people try and tell you what you should be doing, and how you should feel and what you should be taking. Please just know that knowledge is power. Do your own research. Have a look at what is good for your body. Like, for example, like I said, no doctor has ever told me to take magnesium supplement, and now I feel so much better. My birth this time round was so much more manageable and actually just so much less painful. So I don't know if that was because I was taking the magnesium, but I would hazard a guess that that probably definitely helped. But yeah, just make sure to do your own research. Have a look at the pros and cons. Always weigh up your options and do what feels right for you. Don't let anyone tell you what to do during pregnancy, especially your partner. So yeah, lots of love.